Hello friends in District 4, this is Commissioner Ryan Baty. I'd like to share with you a quick update on things we are working on here at Sedgwick County. For this month's newsletter, I'd like to provide some information regarding the state legislature and our relationship to the work that they are doing in the 2025 legislative session. The county is a political subdivision of the state and has a unique relationship compared to a city or any other form of government. What does that look like? Well, we actually operate 16 different services, all managed by county government on behalf of the state of Kansas. Things like elections, the appraiser, courts, the tag office, and multiple other functions. Our relationship with the state needs to be close, and we have to continually communicate on how we jointly serve our shared constituents. That's where the process of our legislative agenda comes into play. Every year in October and November, we work hard to develop a legislative platform that we present to the state legislature starting at the beginning of their session in January. Most local governments have legislative platforms, but what we do at the county is so integrated with the state. The legislative advocacy has become a big part of what we do. Why? It impacts our people. Let me give you some examples from our legislative platform so that you can better understand the significance of what we're doing. Some of our items seek to increase funding for state programs. One example is the tag office. Since 2008, inflation has increased roughly 42%. Of those 16 departments that we operate on behalf of the state, including the tag office, the expenses in that time frame have increased 33%, up to $256 million. At the same time, state aid for those programs has decreased 18%, so we're having to use local property taxes to meet the gap and fund the state services. For the tag office, we're now having to supplement the operations of the program upwards of $1 million a year. That's all property tax dollars, and that number will continue to grow. We have a bill going through the legislature right now to try and change the funding formulas so that the local government doesn't have to use local property tax dollars to operate state functions. Other items on our platform help to seek clarity. One of the examples is with our Forensic Science Center, which also manages the county morgue. Over the last few years, we have seen an increase in the number of deceased individuals that are unclaimed. Now, to be clear, we're not talking about unidentified people, but actual people who are known, but one of their family members or one of their friends or no one from the public has actually claimed the remains. In those situations, the county performs a cremation, but there's no clarity from the state on what we do with the remains. Currently, we have over 400 unclaimed cremains that are being stored by the county, and that number is also growing. We have legislation right now to help us better understand our options from the state so that we can dispose of cremains in a dignified, respectful way. And with other items on our platform, we are actually requesting changes in state statute. An example of statute changes has to do with juvenile corrections and Senate Bill 367. With all the good things that came from that specific bill years ago, there are also other things that have come from it that really limit the options of our district court judges and how they provide corrective options to juveniles that are in their courtrooms. We are asking for more flexibility and for some intermediate options, like approved group homes, so that we can better help our juveniles that are just starting to touch our criminal justice system. And that kind of work is going to require changes to existing state statute. The point I want you to understand is that we do a lot of work with our state partners to ensure that our citizens are served effectively and efficiently, and that tax dollars are being optimized here in Sedgwick County. As the legislative session comes to a close, we'll be sharing our successes with our legislative platform and how these changes will impact our services right here at home. If you have any questions, or if you simply want to offer some feedback, I'd love to hear from you. Please feel free to give us a call here at the office or send me an email directly. As always, thank you, District 4.